Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia.
Not-Stalgia 2, the sequel that everybody seems to like better.
Have you ever seen X2, X-Men United?
Why would they call it that?
Stupid title.
What a silly title. Was it after 9/11?
Yeah.
X-Men United was definitely a post-9/11 title thought.
Yeah, the first film came out in July 2000.
I'm just saying, all of us reacted in different ways to 9/11, and some of us wore a red, white, and blue knit duster every week like it was their patriotic duty and would heal the nation.
It didn't. I don't think it worked, unfortunately.
Maybe if I just worn it one more time.
Why don't you put it on
2016
now?
wouldn't
you
have
can heal
happened.
this fractured nation.
I don't know if it would fit.
Kate, X2, X-Men United premiered in theaters May 2nd, 2003. It was once again directed by Bryan Singer. We won't talk about him too much.
Oh, I didn't like him.
He's not a good guy.
I think he needs a team of X-Men to beat him up.
It was written by David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid, and the writer of the first X-Men movie. He's also joined here in the writing credits by Zach Penn, Michael Dougherty, and Dan Harris. Many of the plot elements from this movie came from a 1982 X-Men graphic novel called God Loves, Man Kills, which was written by Chris Claremont and illustrated by Brent Eric Anderson. And again, Chris Claremont is the guy who wrote X-Men for like 15 years and probably is responsible for most of the things we all associate with X-Men. The all-star cast from the first movie returns.
Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Halle Berry, James Marsden.
Marsden?
Marsden.
I don't know. I
We
forget
don't
which
have to
order
know
the
his
R and
last
the D
name
are in.
because
He's not a nice
he
guy
wrote an
either.
apology or
Seems weird.
as letter in support of evil Brian. What's his name?
You're forgetting one more. You're forgetting about Jean Grey.
Famke Janssen.
I think that's how you say it. But they are joined by a couple new actors here to the franchise. Brian Cox, Logan Roy from Succession.
Oh,
as
okay.
William Stryker.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
I'm real okay with that.
And you don't know your X-Men well, but Nightcrawler, I know you're excited about the actor, but the character, he's a great character.
Why?
I just really like him.
Can you tell me?
This is sort of relevant, but since we watched the first X-Men movie for this podcast, it has absolutely
It's consumed.
set me off.
It's consumed, Tyler. I'm a literal X-Man widow.
All I do is read X-Men. Now, I've always wanted to read the original run of X-Men. Like 10 years ago, I tried to read from the beginning, even though everyone told me don't do that because the like early 60s X-Men comics are really hard to read. And I'm like, I can read them. And I got burnt out after like 30 issues. But because we watched the first X-Men movie in our real lives, it was several weeks ago. I think in podcast world, it was probably like last week. It got me to figure out where I left off. And now I can't stop. Just this morning, I finished issue number 170. I'm also now reading New Mutants. And I just read literally today, God Loves, Man Kills. So I can't stop reading X-Men. Oh, and you're asking me why Nightcrawler is good.
Yeah, why do you like him?
He's a German guy. He bamps around.
He bamps?
He looks like a little goblin devil, but he's very he has a rich internal life. To quote Frank Oz, his internal life must have been sparkling. I don't know. He's just a great X-Man. Anyway, this movie, Kate, X2, was very well regarded at the time. Along with Spider-Man 2, these were both kind of held up as the best comic book movies ever in a pre-Marvel Cinematic Universe world.
Okay.
I think they still are. You know, there's not a lot of discourse about X-Men 2 anymore, but at the time, this was like the peak. People were saying this is as good as it gets for comic book movies. Plus, all the X-Men movies that came after it, well, some of them were good, some of them weren't, but X-Men 3 is critically panned, so maybe this is kind of like, wow, it's before things took a weird turn. And that graphic novel, God Loves, Man Kills, is also extremely highly regarded in terms of like comic books.
Okay.
You know, pop comic books ever made. So it makes sense that the movie also would be, because it deals with like pretty heavy themes. We're back for more like mutants as analogies for any other group, that kind of stuff. But God Loves, Man Kills is all about like an evangelical anti-mutant crusade. So I'm really curious to see how much of that they put in the movie.
Me too.
Because I have not seen this movie since around when it came out. I didn't see it in theaters, but I watched it exactly once. My brother had it on DVD. So I watched it one time. I put the DVD into my family's computer and watched it on a square CRT computer screen. It's how I watched a lot of movies around this time. I don't remember much, so I'm really curious to see it, especially now that I've really been binging so much X-Men. And I'm curious what you think as someone who has not been only reading X-Men at the expense of all other books and free time.
And life responsibilities.
I'm curious to see what you think.
There was so much shooting, such fear, and then there was only pain. I could see it all happening, but I couldn't stop myself. It was like a bad dream. Perhaps he is testing me.
And before you were in the White House, what do you remember?
Nothing. I was here.
Jean? I'd rather get him back to the professor.
The professor.
Nightcrawler, he's hard to describe. He's just really nice. He's just a really nice guy. The whole gimmick is he looks like almost like a demon, but he's like got the most like complex internal life out of like, actually in the comics, all the X-Men have very complex internal lives. It's why it was such a hit, I think. But he's like weirdly like religious. He's like Christian. Nobody would expect him.
Okay.
Like they fought Dracula the other day and they kept trying to like hold up crosses. Like Wolverine made a cross out of his claws. But Dracula was like, if you don't believe in God, the cross doesn't affect vampires. And then Nightcrawler picked up 2 sticks and made one. And because he's devout, it worked. And everybody's like, what?
The first word is mutants.
Mutant.
Just in case you were wondering what you're watching.
Damn, humanity getting roasted.
I mean, they're not wrong. All right, here's another wacky 3D animated brain neuron situation. Now we're zooming through what I assume is a blood vessel. I don't know. Now we're in some kind of metal thing. Now we're in some particle accelerator. That's a lot. It's like they just discovered 3D animation and they were like, let's go nuts, guys. They let the one 20-year-old intern who knew how to make these things make it. This is like a bold choice to do after 9/11, right?
Oh, yeah. We're like having some sort of attack in the White House.
Yeah. Something's going on in the White House. We don't know what it is. We got this little guy with a tail running around in the White House. He's very fast. He's scooting through all of the White House corridors. Is this your guy?
This is Nightcrawler.
He kind of looks like a little kitty.
Yeah.
All right, so he's very blue. How are we supposed to differentiate him from the other blue cat?
Well, you haven't met the Beast in these movies yet. He doesn't show up till the 3rd one, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
It is kind of weird. I was thinking the same thing reading through the comics, that there's 2 fuzzy blue guys.
Yeah, why are they doing this?
Well, okay, to be fair, the Beast was not a member of the X-Men when Nightcrawler was added to the X-Men. He was an Avenger.
Alan Cumming is teleporting around, zooming around the Oval Office, just kicking people.
There's just guys flying everywhere.
Everyone's shooting indiscriminately. Why do you think this guy's so nice? So he tried to stab the president with a dagger that said mutant freedom now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is clearly not a member.
I think mutants should be free.
He's not a member of the X-Men at this point in time, it seems.
Here's Wolverine on a hike. Great hair, though. He's got like little rockabilly hair. It's a real look.
When we last saw Wolverine, wasn't he going to go learn about his, I was going to say heritage, his background?
Yeah. Wolverine's out here making eye contact with actual wolves. Do not do that, Wolverine.
I think they like and respect him.
Do you think?
Or they're scared of him.
What does an actual Wolverine look like?
Kind of like a wolf.
Let's see what a Wolverine looks like. That doesn't look like a wolf at all.
Let me see it.
It's like a badger.
Can I see it?
I can't believe you said that looked like a wolf. This Wolverine is he's having thoughts and feelings. Can you imagine chaperoning this field trip?
If anyone can do it, it's Aurora.
The little mutant kid field trip. So in addition to saving the world, they now have to take all these kids on a field trip.
Yeah, they're helping run the school.
I guess Professor X is like, all right, guys, get out of here for a day. You guys are making me nuts. All right, so Jean Grey's over here reading everybody's mind. It's a little overwhelming for her. So some great early 2000s fashion on Famke Janssen. Looking good.
Her necklace, each chain is enormous.
All right, so Jean Grey's getting stronger, I guess. I'm all for a strong woman. I'm a little worried. There's ominous music underneath. Famke Janssen is always saying ominous things like something is happening at the food court. Why does this guy want to smoke inside anyway?
At the museum.
All right, so Charles Xavier has frozen everyone. That's like a pretty big power to have. Literally everyone in the food court is frozen.
He's on the field trip?
All right, so Senator Kelly is here, but obviously is Mystique. And then you got Mr. Stryker, Colonel. He's important in the military, but he doesn't look very good. He looks much better in Succession, right?
Yeah, he's just got like a bad haircut.
So none of us really looked good in the year 2003. Speaking as someone who lived in the year 2003, I definitely did not look so good. He's like almost unrecognizable in this role.
Yeah, they didn't have the courage to make this movie just like the comic book. In the comic book, Colonel Stryker is at this point in his life no longer a colonel. He is an evangelical preacher.
Ooh. All right, so Bobby and Rogue are together.
Yeah, they're boyfriend-girlfriend.
Boyfriend-girlfriend, but they can't kiss because she'll suck his life force out. Did she just have an accent? Did she remember that she has an accent?
Oh, yeah, Rogue's Louisiana accent comes and goes. This is what I'm here for, a love triangle. I want some soap opera elements.
Hell yeah. All right, so Charles Xavier is trying to use Cerebro to find that mutant who attacked the president. He's trying to concentrate really hard to make sure that he can do this. And then Wolverine just won't stop asking him questions. guess use his massive brain phone to do that. I don't know. What is that thing? So now he's got Wolverine on babysitting duty.
I don't know if I'd want Wolverine in charge of the children.
A lot of early 2000s sunglasses here. Do you think Mystique likes being naked?
That makes 3 blue people.
A lot of blue people. I love when a villain has plotted everything out using a 3D model on a computer. Here's a very suspenseful scene where we're just waiting for a printer to print.
And when you need a printer to print in a hurry, it never works.
It never works. There's always a jam. Why can't they ever be hiding out in like a regular hotel? You know, it's always like an abandoned church that's being worked on. So they're always very atmospheric. They're never hiding out at like a Days Inn. Alan Cumming is Nightcrawler, about to perform a stirring rendition of Vilkeman from Cabaret.
You wish.
Just imagine it.
See, he was under mind control. He was really hungry when he tried to assassinate the president.
Wolverine's having weird dreams, very stressful. This kid just doesn't sleep and can change the channels on the television with his eyes. That's not a great mutation.
Why does Cyclops have such a terrible coat?
And terrible sunglasses. Just so bad. What advice do you think Bobby could possibly offer the Wolverine?
About romance. Magneto's not looking so good.
Well, he's clearly unwell. He's been beaten. Scott was useless. There's some kind of special forces coming in to tranquilize the children. But let's not forget, in addition to whatever else Wolverine can do, he can also hear real good.
His hearing, his sense of smell.
Oh, his sense of smell is good?
Yeah, he can
Ew.
track people. Yo, Kitty Pryde.
Ooh. Bobby has done nothing. Bobby hid under the counter. Bobby's a lover, not a fighter, obviously.
He could have froze all these guys.
His real superpower is freezing up when he's needed most. Who's this?
It's Colossus.
He just has bulletproof skin.
He could turn metal.
Okay, weird. Here's Bobby riding the elevator. Not helpful. Bobby, what have you done? Can Wolverine be drugged? Because he's constantly, regenerating?
It's a good question.
Guess we're about to find out.
When he had a brood egg in him, he was able to reject
a brood egg? He was incubating an egg? Like a little bird?
It's a long story. But his rapidly healing immune system rejected it.
I just am imagining Wolverine sitting on an egg, and I like it.
Colossus is supposed to be from Russia, from the Soviet Union, thick accent.
Nope, he's a red-blooded American farm boy in this. Yeah, Rogue's kind of useless here.
If she could go grab all those guys.
Yeah, but she's got that close-up magic.
Right.
You got to be right there.
Right.
You know?
Has anyone but Wolverine contributed to this defense at
No.
all? He's the only grown-up, to be fair.
He is the only grown-up. We love Brian Cox as a villain, no matter the year, no matter the genre. I want to see him full-on Logan Roy, making his surrogate son Wolverine, that he clearly had some hand in genetically engineering, feel bad about himself. Yeah, we get it. It's his science daddy.
Now that Bobby has finally helped, you're not giving him any credit.
He did freeze over a thing so they could escape through this grimy sewer, a la Jean Valjean. Hugh Jackman just really can't escape a grimy sewer. The blind guy has this car?
Cyclops is not blind.
He's not blind?
No.
What?
He can see. It's just when he opens his eyes without the special glasses on, lasers shoot out of them uncontrollably.
Do you think he cut himself out of his own mom?
Whoa.
When he was in utero?
You've been watching too much of The Boys.
I'm just saying.
No, the mutants in the X-Men universe, almost all of them don't develop their powers until puberty.
It's mutant powers and poltergeist activity, baby.
His mom and dad were in an airplane that got abducted by aliens.
God, what awful hair on Brian Cox.
The glasses aren't good either.
Ugh.
Was that shape of glasses ever a good look on anyone?
No, he needs that Logan Roy glow up. Colonel Stryker arranged the attack on the president with his gel that he uses to make people do things. Not Mutant 143. All right, so there's big reveal here. We got William Stryker's son still alive, but they're using his brain fluid to make the mind control gel.
Very Logan Roy-esque.
Oh, absolutely. If Logan Roy could have sacrificed one of his kids to be able to control minds, he would have done it. Now we're going to have a mental battle. We got to get that fire boy to quit playing with that lighter. It just seems weird. He needs a fidget. He needs a sensory tool. Ooh, look at Magneto's little clogs. I love them. Kind of a cool idea. Rebecca Romaine Stamos injected this man with some metal so that then Magneto could suck his blood out and make a little metal ball. He's got to be so excited to be able to be near metal again, right? He's got to be like, oh my God, got me some metal. They're going to be shooting it. Incredible. He's so happy. Look at him. He practiced this pose, I think.
What he does when he stands on a floating disc and floats around to get from place to place, arms crossed casually. Maybe he should have demonstrated his power in a helpful way to his mom instead of taking her hot tea and freezing it. She's like, I was drinking that. Bobby's brother, total narc. Just don't forget that in addition to all your other duties at the school, you have to know how to fly a jet.
Yeah, that goes under other duties as assigned. Tyler. Not only does Storm have to pilot the plane, she then has to call up a storm to destroy the other two planes. Like, do you think that anyone, literally anyone else, could do any of the labor here? Anyone? Could anyone help?
Rogue couldn't even get her seatbelt on, right?
Nightcrawler gets a pass because he's new to the team.
There, are you happy? Jean Grey's doing something.
Thank you, Jean Grey, for stepping up and literally doing anything. All right, what's his name's out?
Oh, what's his name?
Magneto, he's out. He's living in the woods for some reason. Why is he in the woods?
I don't know.
Even looking blue, Alan Cummings still very handsome.
Yeah, they're making s'mores with Magneto now in the woods outside of Westchester.
I have a question about Wolverine's hair. Do you think it's pomade or do you think it's like grease that's making it do that?
In the universe?
Yes.
Probably grease. I don't think Wolverine spends a lot of time
on his personal grooming.
But it looks
that
like
beard takes a long time.
Yeah,
I feel like that little.
He's got a very well groomed. You're right.
Yeah.
His hair and his beard. I don't know.
All right. So the point of what Colonel Stryker is trying to do is he wants to eliminate all the mutants.
He wants to do a genocide.
Yes. Why is Mystique not allowed to talk for herself?
Magneto's really mag-splaining everything.
He's like, Mystique discovered this. Let Mystique tell. These two, they got a will they or won't they thing going on.
How convenient that Cyclops is currently kidnapped.
I wouldn't want to hang out with that Cyclops, even if it wasn't James Marsden.
These movies do a famously bad job at making Cyclops cool.
Yeah, he's dumb. He's got dumb little eyes. He's gonna have dumb special glasses.
Whoa, they're making out. Cyclops gets kidnapped for one day.
That's old what's her name?
Oh, that's not Jean Grey that came into Wolverine's tent. It's Mystique.
Is there any way to know, like, if you poke them, do they turn back? I do love Magneto's little cape. For some reason, it just really warms my heart. I don't understand why. Sometimes people forget that they're supposed to have accents in this franchise.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Brian Cox is doing.
Here's my question. If this is Mystique pretending to be Wolverine, in order to get the cuffs off, couldn't she change into a baby real quick and then shake the cuffs off and then be a regular guy? This isn't the time, Wolverine.
He's got to go fight his
demons.
Evil daddy.
There's time to do that later.
You got what you wanted. Here's Brian Cox manipulating his adult son.
He's always played the same part. Brian Cox has been an evil daddy since he was born. Some people just have evil daddy energy. Those kids are all mutants too. They have a friend who looks just like Nightcrawler.
It's pretty scary looking.
Why they gotta be so mean to Nightcrawler?
If you never saw him before.
Man, they're just blasting each other. What an ominous girlfriend. If your GF's always saying something's going wrong in the food court, something's wrong, I can sense something is not right, it's not good.
Oh no, they made another one.
They made girl Wolverine, just a little girl.
Wolverine versus girl Wolverine. But of course, her nails come out of her fingertips like real long acrylics. So that you know it's the girl version.
They gotta be able to sell another action figure, you know? Maybe they should be friends.
Yeah, why don't they team up and fight their evil daddy?
But yeah, like, they know that she knows that he will be healing. Like, they're all just stabbing at each other.
Yeah, they just get to have a cool stab fight, Kate. Just enjoy the ride.
No.
Patrick Stewart got the best deal to be in this movie. He has sat mostly in one location for the entire film.
Incredible.
And he got paid a lot of money to do it, I bet.
I hope he did. He's a good actor. Hot take.
This is not the greatest use of Patrick Stewart.
Surely not.
He's been under mind control, sitting in one spot a lot. Are we having a mind battle for the finale? An X-Men mind battle is always hilarious. It's just like several pages of drawings of two guys staring at each other. Happens a lot.
Magneto can't be hurt by the mutant mind ray that is torturing everyone else. It's because he has a tinfoil hat on.
His helmet has protected him. Magneto has played an Uno reverse card. They're going to use the Cerebro that was going to find and kill all mutants to find and kill all non-mutants.
I'm not saying that everybody needs to die, but...
You're supposed to sympathize with Magneto a little bit. I think you're really sympathizing with Magneto.
I'm just saying.
You're one of these Thanos was right people. Well, you know, it's nice in this world. If you're a mutant and you want to be nice, you go with Professor Xavier. If you want to be kind of evil, you go with Magneto. You have choices. There's two older mentor men.
Two old men maybe ran against each other 4 years before this. Maybe running against each other now. Interesting.
Hey, this is Tyler interrupting the episode while editing to let you know that this episode was recorded in June 2024 when that devastating piece of political satire made sense. Back to the show. Oh no, Nightcrawler teleported Professor X, but not his wheelchair.
Look at this useless little mutant.
Yeah, what's wrong with him?
He just didn't have any shoes, I don't think.
Just his feet are cold.
Wolverine is carrying a mutant who stumbled and fell.
A little boy.
A little boy. And he's like, all right, let's go over and look at Logan Roy chained to a horrible thing. He's like burned.
Choked to death, presumably.
Choked.
And then you get over there and
He's like, what are you doing?
he starts talking.
Wolverine's like, come on, little boy, let's go look at this dying man.
I definitely assumed he was already dead.
Do we ever find out what Wolverine is?
There's a whole movie, Kate, called X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I guess we do.
It is famously one of the worst movies in this whole franchise, and there's a lot of bad movies in this.
This one, honestly, is not very good.
Right?
It's about as good as Famke Janssen's hair, which is not very good.
Ouch.
Look at it.
I mean, it's kind of shaped like a bell. That's not a good thing. Who's got the worst hair in this movie and who's got the best? Go.
I think Wolverine obviously has the best hair, and James Marsden, Cyclops, has the worst hair.
I just can't get over how useless Charles Xavier has been in this whole film.
Hey, Tyler, he doesn't have working legs. That's very ableist of you.
He should be able to fly the ship with his brain.
He's tired.
They really let Brian Cox die slowly.
Yet again, women doing all of the heavy lifting in this franchise.
Yeah, Jean Grey sacrificing herself to get this jet off the ground.
Is this when she becomes the Dark Phoenix?
This is when she just becomes the regular Phoenix, I think.
At what point were the X-Men united?
It's because Magneto and Mystique went on the mission with them, I think,
Okay.
is the reason for the title of the film.
What a great house in Westchester. Is Charles Xavier's real superpower that he's rich? What is this look that Wolverine has on right now?
He looks great. Open leather jacket with a mostly unbuttoned sort of like paisley button up underneath. You know, I'm conflicted. My love for cool X-Men stories versus my hatred for private education.
Why did you come back? You cut me open. You took my life. You make it sound as if I stole something from him. As I recall, it was you who volunteered for the procedure. Who am I? You are just a failed experiment. If you really knew about your past, what kind of person you were, the work we did together. People don't change, Wolverine. You're an animal then, you're an animal now. I just gave you claws.
Did you see the outline of a phoenix, Kate?
No.
It was in the water.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because you told me this was good
Mm-hmm.
and I'm oppositional. I just didn't feel like it was that great. I actually think the first one was better.
I enjoyed the first one more too, I think.
I liked Alan Cumming. Love that. Love to see Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Wolverine's hair and Enigma.
Patrick Stewart had to work with like two hands tied behind his back in this
he didn't
movie.
have a lot to
He
do.
didn't get to act a lot.
There weren't enough new mutants to make it interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Pyro. Well, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Did you
he
like
was great.
Nightcrawler at
Yeah,
all?
he was so cute.
I think he did add something, but not.
He had
That's
weird
it.
fingernails, though.
His whole hand. Did you see the shape of his hand? His hand was so comic accurate. It was awesome. His
I didn't like
weird,
it.
like 3 weird big fingers with weird fingernails. Yeah, this movie is so well regarded. I was expecting a little more. And it's interesting to hear your take versus how I was feeling having literally been so immersed in X-Men comics recently. I thought that might help, and it didn't, because, you know, it's like any adaptation of anything, right? Like, has there ever been a time where the movie version is better than the book version? You know, it's like
No.
The Shining is an interesting example because they're so different. But, right, like pretty much any time, if you like the movie and you go read the book, you'll be like, okay, how about this? Jaws. Jaws is probably better than the book. We've both seen and both read Jaws, correct?
Yes.
That might be one instance, maybe. But, you know, pretty much anytime you have the chance to go read the book, you're like, wow, there's like so much more here. Because of course there is. It takes many, many, many hours to read a book. So of course more can develop. And I've been reading comics that have spanned like 2 to 3 decades now of time. So of course they have more time to do everything. So I was just kind of like, wow, this is like a missed opportunity. Wow, this is a lot different. Wow, I don't know how I feel about this. Wow, why are they doing the Phoenix from a flood instead of a solar flare? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I felt underwhelmed.
Yeah, it was just kind of small too, right? Like for a huge blockbuster superhero film, it kind of took place in a dam.
Which doesn't bother me so much
Mhm.
because I think sometimes when you watch a superhero movie, it's like, if we don't do this, the entire universe will suck in on itself. And you're like,
Yeah.
just the stakes are just too much every time, you know?
Yeah.
But It's like the stakes felt high and not high at the same time.
The other Wolverine, but it was one scene. She got to take her claws out for a single scene. I don't know. Yeah, I was very underwhelmed.
If this was the movie that was supposed to unite us after 9/11, did not do a good job.
I hate to think what you're going to think of X-Men 3, Kate.
Why?
That's the one that's universally panned. Although maybe thinking that, going in knowing that, maybe it will exceed our low expectations. All right, so X2, kind of disappointing. Remember Spider-Man 2? You enjoyed that, right?
I think so.
That's the Doc Ock one with your boy.
Yeah, Alfred Molina.
Because
What a guy.
that is the exact same thing. A first movie that everybody agrees is okay, and a second movie where most people agree is really good and
No, that
elevates
movie was
everything.
really good.
But this one didn't live up to it.
Didn't do it for me.
So
No.
interesting. Well, either way, it was a golden age, Kate, for comic book movie fans because the Spider-Man and X-Men movies were rapid fire. All right, Kate, thanks for watching it. Definitely underwhelmed. I was noticing, as we do when we make this podcast, I'll kind of think about how it's going to edit down. I was like, wow, we're not saying much. And sometimes that can be a very good thing because it means the movie is incredible. Like we were really into X-Men 1.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
And other times that means that there's just nothing to comment on. So, oh well, it's fine. Also, having watched Succession relatively recently, I feel like same way I felt Patrick Stewart was kind of underutilized. Brian Cox was underutilized, although he may not have unlocked his full potential yet as an actor. I don't know. I don't know his career well enough.
I agree.
I would like to at some point, I guess, watch Spider-Man 3 and X-Men 3 to watch the third and largely disappointing third movies in these two franchises. So maybe we'll do a double feature one day. All right. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen.
They told us to stay here.
You always do as you're told?
On May 2nd, it's X.
I'm driving.
Hey, maybe next time. 2, the extreme. Got a talent, you have there.
Somebody's angry.
Why don't we get uniforms?
We're on order. Should arrive in a few years.
Rated PG-13. May 2nd, only in theaters.